Good morning. Today I feel like cooking, so that's what I'm gonna do. And no recipe, just cooking. So this morning I'm off work, and when I'm off work, I like to make breakfast because I love breakfast. My favorite meal of the day. Always has been. Probably because when I was little, my mom used to make the best breakfast. I'm talking bacon, grits, pancakes, eggs, the works. So I love breakfast. So today I'm making a scramble. And a scramble is really just some toppings thrown into a pan, cooked, and scrambled with eggs. So pretty easy. So I've got my fire up, melting my butter. And so this video is brought to you by I Am a Bootlegger, because I couldn't figure out how to get this iPhone that I'm using for video to actually stand up correctly. But when you've got some tools and some ingenuity, I tell you. So you guys will actually probably crack up at the fact that my phone is now currently being held up by a shoestring on a tripod. But it works. This is just a little bit of onion. Just a little bit. I don't like a whole lot of onion in my eggs. So we're just going to let those cook a little bit until they're translucent, till they're clear. We don't want to burn them. So this is going to be, I always make vegetable scrambles. I don't know why, probably because I don't know. I don't like that much meat sometimes. So onions, this is one small zucchini chopped up. But I usually make vegetable omelets. Even when I go to restaurants, I'm more than likely going to order a vegetable omelet. Something I just started doing for who knows what reason. But zucchini has easily become one of my favorite vegetables. Not only because it's cheap, but mainly because it's cheap. And when you're on a budget, you're always looking for ways to make things delicious, yet cut costs. So zucchini is my fave, because you can usually get it for, at least I got this for, I think it was 78 cents a pound. So 2 pounds of zucchini goes actually a pretty long way. So I'm also putting in, this is actually just two mushrooms, 2 cremini mushrooms or baby portobellos. And I'm going to turn my fire down a bit because I had it up high to get my butter melted. And mushrooms do soak up whatever you've got in your pan. So you may, or I may, add just a little bit more butter to this. Yep, just a little bit. I will have to say though, I have made scrambles for a lot of people, fam, friends, and they love my scrambles. Why? Because they're delicious. They're delicious is why. So I've got most of my vegetables in here, and so we want to season. You want to actually season as you go. Salt, pepper. And if you have ever watched any of my videos before, you know that I add red pepper flakes to everything. So red pepper flakes. And so I'm actually going to use 3 eggs here. So while that's doing its thing, and I'm cracking 3 eggs in a bowl so I can actually whisk them. It just makes it easier, and you get to add some air to the eggs so they get fluffier. If you ever wonder why eggs are so fluffy when you go to a restaurant, if they are real eggs and not some egg concoction that sometimes will have whatever milk, I mean not just milk, but you just never know what's in pre-made egg or any pre-made mix. So a lot of times they have flour and just other types of ingredients, but you can actually make your eggs fluffier all by yourself. We're gonna add some tomatoes, and we're just gonna whisk. And I'm much better at whisking when I hold the bowl. And so we're just wanting all of that to combine when we whisk. A little bit more. You see how it's just all together? And then I actually season just a little bit. And in it goes a little extra pepper. And so the reason why I do scrambles is because it's easy. Much easier than an omelet. Because with the omelet, you've got to make sure you keep the shape together. And at this point, I'm actually going to turn my heat off, because I don't want to burn my eggs, but my pan is hot enough that they're just gonna cook. And while they are doing that, one of my favorite things to add is cheese. How could you not love cheese? And this is a microplane grater, which just makes me feel like I'm doing even more, because all that cheese gets to be happy. So let's let that bottom set. More cheese. Oops, big chunk of cheese, but more cheese. And this is actually a cheddar Gruyere cheese that I found at Trader Joe's, and I love it. And I put it on everything because it's delicious. So, good morning to me. Oh, look at that hunk of cheese. So that hunk of cheese would just be a hunk of cheese all separately. And I did actually make turkey bacon. So I do have meat, but scramble isn't as pretty as an omelet in any way, shape, or form, but it is just as delicious and easier. So, good morning.